Welcome. It is Thursday. It is coming up to a couple of minutes past 6, and this is the XS Manchester Full-Time Devils takeover. And I'm joined by two Full-Time Devils in the studio. They are called Andy Tate and Gary Drinkwater. Gentlemen, good evening.
Who are you calling Gary?
Gary, I can call you Gary, can't I, Gary?
Call me Gary. We're not that close.
I'm going to tell you off. Is that what your mum does when she tells you off?
I feel like I'm in trouble. Gaz.
It is transfer deadline day. Bit of a round of... No, because United fans, it's just dead quiet, isn't it? There is nothing really we can report on. And the first question I bring up to you is, as fans of football, would you rather be in a position where you're excited about a possible last-minute move, or are you quite happy that you're comfortable that United have done all their sort of signings and you can just sort of sit back and watch everyone else panic? What position would you like to be in, Andy Tate?
I'm quite comfortable with what we've done in the transfer market, and the window's coming to a close, but any addition now will be valuable to the end of between now till Christmas. So if something does happen, so be it, but I don't see anything happening.
You've got a very important job on today's show, Andy. You are our man in the know. You are Jim White. If any sort of stories pop up online, you're going to break them to us. Is that right?
Yeah, I've got my sauce. Red sauce.
You've got your red sauce. I like it already. Andy Tate's red sauce. We're hearing some stuff. Gary, what would you like to be?
Are you just going to carry on with Gary? Yeah. All right then, Joseph. Mate, I'm in a much happier position this time. I still think there's maybe a couple of positions we could have potentially strengthened in, but in terms of essential signings that we need to challenge for the title, I think we've got what we need, and I'm much happier now. I mean, we're saying that, aren't we, next season? I'm not sure whether it's confirmed yet or not, that they're shutting the transfer window before the Premier League actually starts.
Alex Ferguson called for that today. He said he wants that to happen. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, that should happen as well, just because this last-minute panic, it bumps up prices as well, and everyone knows that the higher footballers' prices are, then that all ends up filtering down to the point where the fans have to pay a little bit more, and, you know, it costs the fans a bit more, and it does essentially ruin the game. I know we're more to blame for it than anyone. Well, we're just as much to blame.
PSG are blamed for that. PSG are to blame for this transfer.
I can understand why people can blame us for it as well, but you know, I think it's much better just to be in a casual sort of position that we are now.
Have you seen any mad rumours going around about United in the transfer deadline day? I mean, they're all rumours. Papers write all sorts of stuff to get United fans talking. You told me one about a sabotage of City's deal of Sanchez, Andy.
Yeah, I've heard that in the last hour or so, with Man United trying to hijack the Sanchez deal, but I don't see it happening. I saw Gareth Bale on the tram coming down to Media City this afternoon, but you know what I mean?
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
ITK Tate.
It's just silly time. That everything's mad. It's for media and social media. Like Sky will pump it up, and it's a big build up. It's exciting. Yeah. But if something did happen, we would all know about it now. So, but I think inquiries might have been made in the last 24 hours, but nothing's going to be happening now between now and 11 o'clock.
So we're relaxed. It's a very relaxed show.
Yeah.
You take shoes off if you want, Gary. You know, top off as well if you want. You know, I'll get you a face mask.
I'll pass out here.
We'll pass out. We're going to talk about then, because we can't talk about who's coming in, maybe about who we brought in. And I want to ask you a question about Lukaku and Matic. Who do you think over the season will be the most successful signing for United? If you had to pick one who will work best for United, who will be the player of the season, who are you going for, Lukaku or Matic?
Don't ask me this, because with Lukaku and Matic, I think it's one of them where Lukaku is going to have a few 5 out of 10 performances, and then he's going to come out of there with a 9 out of 10 performance, 10 out of 10, where he scores 2, maybe 3 goals in the odd game. Whereas Matic, I think he's going to be more of a consistent player, which is what you need. You know what I mean? Because you're going to have some. You can't have like some of your team having a 5 out of 10 game every other game, and then being brilliant the next day, because they're never all going to be brilliant on the same day. Matic is going to be consistently great. So I feel like come end of the season, depends what happens, you know what I mean? I mean, if we do win the league and Lukaku is top goal scorer, people will obviously talk about him, but Matic is one of those sort of Michael Carrick type players where he's had a good game when you don't notice him.
Lukaku's going to, at some point, he'll feel fatigued and tired, and Zlatan will take over.
Exactly. There's a good point.
So Zlatan. I think I agree with Gary on that. Matic is going to be the consistent performer this season. Lukaku is a World Cup coming up as well, but game time, it does take it out of you. Constant. Look at Alexis Sanchez. He hasn't had the rest for like 2 years. 2 Copa del Americas or whatever it is, their European Championships. He played in during the summer for Chile as well, made the final.
So Matic
City are buying a burnt-out player.
Yeah, Matic is a player that you think is going to be consistently key for United, that will keep going on and on. We've had a very good start to the season so far, and I've not really spoke to you on Excess Manchester, Andy, or Gaz spoke to you at the beginning of the season, so just a generic sort of feel of how are you doing as a United fan over 3 games so far?
Well, it's as good as it possibly can be, isn't it, at the minute? I mean, the thing is, I've not seen one United fan say, the league's done, we've won it.
Yeah.
However, the only people I've seen say that are like City fans saying that we're saying that. No one's saying that. However, it is literally the best possible start that it could be. We're all aware that City won the first, I think it was like 6 games in the Premier League and 10 games overall last season without conceding a goal or something stupid like that. So, you know, we're not silly. We're not going to say it's done, but we're looking better than everyone else in the league off the first 3 games. We've got maximum points. We've not conceded a goal. What is there to be unhappy about? And all these players as well that a lot of people have had questions about, including Man United fans. Lukaku was a player that I questioned. I wasn't sure if he'd be able to cut it at a top team like Man United, but he's looked brilliant so far.
Look at the first 3 games from this season. You see the confidence in the crowd, the excitement. And last year, the first 3 we won, and I think that we scraped the whole game in the last minute with Rashford. It was a sort of Mourinho, he was just assembling his team. He didn't have a settled pre-season. Now, this season, everything's been settled. He's had a good tour in America, and we're reaping the rewards. We're off to a fresh start, and it's looking promising. I'm not getting giddy. Like I say, see where we are come Christmas.
Can I get giddy then?
If we're there, Christmas, come Boxing Day, on the top of the league, whoever's top Boxing Day goes on to win the league. It's been proven. So I'm gonna wait till Christmas.
You're gonna wait till Christmas, but so far you're very happy with.
I'm happy and positive. Everyone's got a smile on their face, which more can be said for the previous regimes.
We've got a lot of positives in the team. Can you see anyone who's not quite pulling the weight yet, or is there anyone not doing as good as you think you can? Come on, they're the kind of weak link.
I'm just sort of thinking, who hasn't quite done much yet? I guess David De Gea. He's not had much to do. So he's been rubbish. We might as well get rid of him. To be honest, I can't really think of many. Would you see anyone? Mkhitaryan maybe struggled a bit last time out, but only little things like that, really.
I would say Marcus Rashford has had 2 good chances. The chance he has against Real Madrid, and it was so frustrating to see that not go in. And he gobbled them up last season against a chance like that, just like against Chelsea. And the goal he scored against last game, it was sort of, he tapped it. It's like he stabbed it in. It bounced off the floor, and that was a fortunate goal. But a goal's a goal. But I think it's just Rashford. His gameplay and his all-round play is fantastic, but it's the finishing.
I tell you what, I'll throw a negative in there then. Okay. Not saying that he's been poor so far. I'm just negative about the whole sort of situation around him. Anthony Martial, because I think he's a player who, when he's fit, should be starting every game. Genuinely, I think he's brilliant. However, he got a chance last game and he maybe didn't take it. And I just hope that Jose isn't going to be the type of guy, and we all know that he is, who just drops him now.
He can do what he wants as long as United are successful. That's all it matters to me.
You know what? You're right, Andy. You are right. But these young players, who, especially when we've spent a little bit of money, well, quite a bit of money on, just to save a bit of embarrassment with a player who is quality, I think he should be playing a little bit more myself. And I just hope that one performance doesn't jeopardise the sort of potentially the rest of his season. We know what Jose's like. Luke Shaw, look at him.
Every player's going to play a part now this season. Everybody. And they'll get game time, there'll be matches. Even the Swedish lad from Benfica, he's going to get game time soon.
I don't like that, Andy. I don't like that we're talking about Anthony Martial as a player who is going to... He's going to have a squad role. He's going to have a role to play. No,
good bit of money on him.
He shouldn't be a man. He should be the man.
Lukaku is the man.
There was an add-on on Martial's contract, wasn't it? Something, if he wins World Player of the Year, we have to give them an X amount of money. That was the type of player he was going to be when we signed him. He was going to be a future World Player of the Year. Still is, mate.
The potential's there, yeah. The potential's there, but he burst onto the scene against Liverpool, and he sort of went back on himself with Louis van Gaal, but he knuckled down. That's what he has to do, and he's done it a little bit. And like I say, why would you want to leave a team that's flourishing and is going to be successful.
I just don't understand when people talk about him last season as if he wasn't great. Like, and Joe, this is Jose included, because Jose dropped him for quite a bit of it. I thought the games where people were saying that he maybe didn't do much, I thought he was one of our most exciting players on the pitch. He's one of those players
Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw, another one that I completely think was great when he played, and I don't understand why he didn't play more. Martial, he's one of those players where when you sat there in the stadium watching him, you know exactly what he's going to do with it every time he gets the ball. And it seems like every single person in the ground knows what he's about to do with it, apart from the right back. and then he'll just skin them. And he's just got a knack for it. He's all the natural stuff that he's sort of born with, you know, like the sort of close control and his speed, his pace, his flair. He has it in abundance. I don't know, man. It's frustrating when you don't see him played. I rate him at this moment in time better than Rashford. That's just at this moment in time, though.
Well, if you're listening and you have an opinion on that, you can find us on Twitter at XS Manchester, at FullTimeDEVILS, or give us a call. Let us know if you disagree with Gary or Gareth. 0345 111 7625. 0345 111 7625. That number is a normal landline number. No extra charges will be there, so give us a call now. Looking at the transfer list of the comings and goings of the summer, I just saw one name that was just like, it really just, in my head, I was like, I forgot about that, and it seemed such a natural move. But Wayne Rooney left Old Trafford this summer, and it just happened.
Yeah,
but it had to happen.
Did it?
It did. It had to happen. He outlived his usefulness. He was coming to a point where he's not getting game time. Louis van Gaal was playing him constantly, and there was a game against Watford last season. I get Mourinho, and he got absolutely lambasted. I was going absolutely sick. You can't dispute he's a legend, but he got dropped against Leicester. And look at United's performance that day. Last season, that was one of the best Premier League games when we beat them 4-1, and that was fast-flowing football. And I was like, wow, that was really good. But Rooney's played his part. He's moved on. God bless you, mate. You're going to flourish at Everton. Enjoy your England retirement and play for Everton. Enjoy your family life.
Yeah, very true. That's a nice little well, Andy. And I don't think I can really say any more on that. But cheers, Wayne Rooney, if you're listening.
The thing is with Rooney is people were sort of blinded by the fact that he is Wayne Rooney and the fact that he'd been at United all these years and he'd broken the record and all that. But if you just think of him as a footballer, as a very good footballer who was a brilliant, world class, one of the best I've ever seen footballers, it just got to the point where he was most useful as a squad player. That's just what he was. I would have been happy with him staying if Jose was going to, play him as a squad player.
Criticising him. I really didn't like it, but you had to be honest.
But if Jose, like he did last season, and played him sort of a more of a bit role, I wouldn't have minded him staying. It was when it was under people like Van Gaal where he was playing so poorly and everyone could see it. And he still got started, and he still got preferential treatment. I think
the previous two managers seen him as the main player, and that's what it was. And you can't drop your main player.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But now, like I say, we've got in last 12 months, we've got marquee signings, and the fans can look to them now. And Wayne Rooney fell down a pecking order, and that's the way the nature of football is. You outlive your usefulness.
Exactly.
That's it. It's a shame, but it's a part of football. It's part of nature.
It is, and I hope you enjoy your time at Everton, Wayne. Right, so if you heard in the news, did you hear in the news the other day? Roy Keane made a statement that suggested that some of the players he played with were going to be worth an X amount of money, a ridiculous amount of money. One player was David Beckham. He said worth over £1 billion. So we're going to play a game now. I've made this game. It took me hours. I'm going to we're going to do it 3 times in the show: defenders, midfielders, and strikers. I'm going to bring out a player, and you've got to think about them at the peak of their United career, and you've got to tell me how much you think they're worth. Then I'm going to bring in another United player from the past, and you're going to tell me if they are higher or lower than the previous United player. Listen, I've got music.
Oh, it's gone all out.
Oh, yeah.
God bless you, Brucer.
Oh, yeah. Player your cards right, am I right?
Oh, I tell you what, fair play.
Hours that took me.
I'll applaud that. We were up all night.
We're going to go with defenders. How much would you paid for peak Gary Neville?
Right, you know what, Andy, I'm going to let you start. Pete, Gary, we talking today's market?
Today's market, Pete, Gary Neville.
Right, okay.
I would rate him between 30 and 35 million.
40 million.
40 million for Pete, Gary Neville. So then tell me, would you pay higher or lower for Jaap Stam?
By the way, right, before we carry on, I just feel like I need to make sure. I do not think that Gary Neville was worth £40 million, but in today's market...
This is what we're talking about, today's market.
It's mental.
It is.
You've got to add just an extra 20
Could
million.
be worth £40 million, so you never know. Jaap Stam, would you play more or less for Jaap Stam?
More.
Would you pay more for Jaap Stam?
Definitely higher.
Higher. We're going Jaap Stam.
70 million.
In today's market.
70?
70 for Jaap Stam.
Okay, this is a good one, the next one. So what are you saying about Vidic? Higher or lower than Jaap Stam?
Higher.
It's Peak
Higher.
United. Higher.
Best defender I've ever seen.
Over 100 million at least.
Over 100 million?
Yeah.
He's going to be the
Vidic. Maybe even 120.
I'd say exactly that, Andy. I'd say about 100 million, 110 million.
Influential.
Well, who is it who's gone? I mean, how much did Neymar go for in the end?
A lot of money. So
200 million.
If he goes for 200 million, then Vidic is worth 100 million.
So then I was going to go for his partner in crime for all them years, Ferdinand. Would he be higher or lower than Vidic?
Same price.
Same price.
What about Stevie Bruce, Gary Pallister?
Oh, should we bring them into the mix? Would there be anyone at Peak United in the defender position, Andy, that you'd pay more for?
Dennis Irwin.
We're going to go with that.
Nah, I think Ferdinand and Vidic have to be the top.
Have to be the top. There will be another round of higher or lower. Oh, I bet you're absolutely buzzing. There'll be another round of that midfielder position coming up right after this. It's the XS Manchester Football Social. It's coming up to 25 minutes past 6. I'm still joined by Gaz.
Yo!
And Andy Tate.
Good evening.
How are we? So what's happening on Twitter, Andy? You've just told me something. Are they just scraping the barrel?
Yeah, they're just scraping the barrel for rumours and transfers. Sergio Roberto from Barcelona to Manchester United. The Inter lads still may be coming.
Oh, there's so much going on.
You know what I mean? It's desperation. It's anything to get tweets and get hits and likes, but nothing's going to happen tonight.
We should make one up, Andy.
Yeah, make one up and tweet it.
We should actually make one up and tweet it.
Who should we say?
See if people will believe it. Well, should we bring
just
Griezmann
saw
back?
Aguero in the megastore.
Griezmann in Mackey's.
Do that.
Go on.
Yeah, so if you're first time listener, this is the XS Manchester Football Social. We get taken over by the Full-Time Devils every Thursday. We talk all things United. And if you ever want to get in touch, you can always give us a call now. We want to take your calls right
Please
now.
do.
0345 111 7625. 0345 111 7625. Now, we're across the social media platforms as today is transfer deadline day. United are expected to have a quiet one, but what we can tell you is that Arsenal are having an absolute nightmare, apparently. And of course, it was going to happen. They want to sign Lamar. Now, apparently, Arsenal wanted to sign this player from Monaco. Monaco and Arsenal agreed a deal, but Lamar didn't want to go to Arsenal, and you can completely agree with him, can't you, guys?
I mean, I can. I mean, if there was any justice in the world, then he probably would have ended up going to Arsenal. But are we having that? Are we having that one or what?
Arsenal can still get Lamar, the pop star, maybe. But
Yeah. Imagine if there's any... I like that one.
Oh, mate, that one, definitely.
To be honest, yeah, I wouldn't fancy going there at the minute. And I look at Arsenal and I look at Liverpool. Whatever happened to Coutinho, by the way? What's the situation?
He's still there.
He's still there.
He's going to go in today.
He's going to do a Ronaldo. He'll do a year, and he'll get his golden handshake, and he'll go next summer.
Right, well, I think Liverpool are all right then this season, but Arsenal, yeah, they've collapsed a little bit now.
He won't last these 2 years.
He won't last this year. He'll be gone by
I've got
Christmas,
a good friend at Arsenal, and he's absolutely
So why
upset.
is it United could bring in Paul Pogba last season when we were playing Europa League football, but Arsenal, who necessarily have, they've got a massive stadium, massive fan base, they can't bring in the same
I think we all know.
Huddersfield will finish higher than Arsenal.
We are.
I'm predicting that.
Man United or Liverpool are the biggest club in England. It's that simple. It's just more of a pull with those two. Obviously, in my opinion, a much more bigger pull with Man United. And it's that simple. That's how we can sign players and Arsenal can't. And I suppose we've got a manager that knows what modern football is and know the only way to be successful is to play the game a little bit. And Wenger isn't that type of manager.
He's the last of the dinosaurs.
It's admirable in a way because in a way...
It's like a captain on the Titanic. You don't know when to go.
The way that Wenger thinks football should be is probably the way football should be.
No, they can still play. Don't get me wrong.
Yep.
I didn't expect them to win the FA Cup last season. And they just pulled that out of the fire. But last Sunday, they were absolutely shocking. And it's, like I say, I've got a friend at Arsenal, and I've seen him, and he's heartbroken.
Is he?
I was like that once, a certain game a couple of years ago. Not going into detail, but we all know about it. But you know what I mean. But yeah, and it's your club. You love your club, and it affects people in different ways.
Of course,
people who support any football team. It's heartbreaking.
You know what? I feel sorry for Arsenal fans as well. I never thought.
Not at the moment, I don't. But I will.
I kind of do feel sorry for them. They've been losing their minds slowly, haven't they, over the past few years? And I think that this might be the thing that pushes them over the edge this season.
You get me, blood. You know what I mean?
This is Andrew Ryan on line 1. Andrew, good evening.
Hi lads, how are you? You well?
I'm very, very well. This is what we want you to do today. Give us a call, 0345 111 7625, like Andrew has done. Are you happy that United fans on the final day of the transfer window, Andrew, can just sit back and relax?
Oh yeah, I mean it's the biggest waste of time ever, this transfer deadline day. I think it's all smoke. You know, the lads got it right when I said about Twitter and stuff like that. I remember about a year ago, some journalist at a game put a tweet out saying that because Ryan Giggs didn't turn up to the game, I think there was passing in his family, they tweeted Ryan Giggs to be announced Celtic manager in the next 24 hours just because he wasn't on the bench, you know. And
I remember that.
Yeah, and I tweeted him back and I said, you know, what's your source anyway? Then he blocked me. And then some other journalists in the same ground did a tweet saying Ryan Giggs gone to Wigan. They're literally looking at, Ryan Giggs is not a game, right? Which vacancies are available? Quick, let's just do a tweet. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's all smoke. You know, I think it's actually quite good for United not to have a busy transfer deadline day, because it shows that, you know, we've done our business. I think Mourinho knew what he wanted in the summer, and he gave his list, and he's got 3 out of 4 what he wanted, you know. So it's stay away from all that kind of stuff. You know, we're not that type of club that is desperate for players and desperate to sell players. So I think, you know, I think it's a bit more respectable not to be looking for players on transfer deadline day,
do you think we've got enough though so far, Andrew?
Yeah, I think we're fine. I think we're looking good. I mean, bear in mind, we've only played Leicester, Swansea and West Ham, who I think West Ham and Swansea will struggle this season anyway. I mean, and Leicester will probably be mid-table. So, you know, the signs, these are games that we would have been expected to have won last season and the year before anyway, you know. So, but I think what's been very good this season is that it's the attacking intent that we have. We're on the front foot all the time. We're dominating games. We don't look like, you know, we're going to be beaten, and we don't look shaky at 1-0 where we will concede a goal and draw 1-1 like we've done so many times. We're actually scoring, and then we're going for the second goal. You know, that's the difference. You know, it's the team seems very confident, but it's still very early days. You know, we haven't played a City or a Spurs or anything like that yet. So
that's true.
You know what I mean? So it's, you know, you can't really, if we're there or thereabouts at Christmas, I'll be dancing, I'll be loving it. You know what I mean? It's first or second by Christmas. And then with Ibrahimovic coming back in January, kind of reminds me of Solskjaer's last year, you know, where he's going to come on and bang in a few of those goals in the 85th minute to win those games, you know. So, you know, it's all looking good because we got, you know, Ibrahimovic in January that can, you know, help us in the Champions League, hopefully, you know, the FA Cups and stuff like that. That'll just give that bit of extra experience when, you know, the players are tired, we'll have injuries, all that kind of stuff, you know. So
Andrew,
it's actually very exciting, isn't it?
Andrew,
how
think do you far we will go in the Champions League this season?
You know what? I think out of the group won't be a problem. You know what? If we were offered, you know what? It's a tricky one, man, because these are one-off games, you know, especially in the last 16. I mean, if we win our group, I could see us maybe do. You know what? Semi-finals. I take semi-finals.
If the draw is kind to us and people knock each other out, say Barcelona knock Real Madrid out, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Put it like that.
Semi-finals, final.
Yeah. You know what? I think Mourinho's got the nous, and he's very streetwise when it comes to this type of stuff, you know. And I think we're a very European team as well. Do you know what I mean? So we are a very, very European team. I think Manic is allowing Pogba now to really shine, and we have Lindelof coming back. You know, if we can get Phil Jones to stay fit. I'm not going to lie, but I don't play football that much, but I'm fitter than him.
Who's your favourite signing of the summer then, Andrew? Would you say that Lukaku and Matic are going to be more influential? Which one of those players do you think is going to have a bigger impact on the season? The boys here think Matic throughout as an average player. Do you agree?
No, I think he does a dirty job. He does a job that doesn't get a lot of credit. You know what I mean? So, like, he's one of those players that, you know, I remember many years ago at the Man United-Barcelona game when we won 1-0 to get to the final in Russia, and Paul Scholes scored after, 20 minutes or something. I was in, when I had my season ticket, I remember that game. I said, my young son hero that night was Darren Fletcher and Wes Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everyone got going forward, we were great and stuff like that, but Darren Fletcher that night did some job. But no one mentioned it.
Them last 20 minutes of that night was like an eternity.
It was my favourite Old Trafford memory, definitely, without doubt.
Messi, Henry coming at you.
You know, I got a feeling that Matic is going to be one of those players that, you know, Lukaku is a proven goal scorer in the Premier League. You know, if he's not banging in 20, 25 plus a season, then, you know, but Matic is that kind of guy that, you know, he's sitting above the back four, tidying up everything, playing the ball forward, opening the lines, all that kind of stuff. You don't know who the best signing is going to be probably till about Christmas. You know what I mean? But Lukaku started off well. Fair enough, he's missed the penalty. Who cares? You know, it's fine. But I think deep down, you've got it. We've been missing something like Matic. You know, but you know what? I think Mkhitaryan's going to be one of the players of the season this year.
Well, a lot of our players, you know, you've mentioned new signings there. A lot of our players already so far look like new signings, and that's why I'm a little bit worried whether they're just in a run of good form and they're going to go back to their usual selves very soon. I mean, you mentioned Phil Jones, and Phil Jones is one that.
Lindelof and game time,
and that's another one
apart against Real Madrid.
Exactly. If Phil Jones starts going off the boil a little bit, if he gets an injury or he actually stays fit and just goes back to the old Phil Jones, who do you replace him with? What if we put Lindelof there, who we've not seen any of? What if he's not great? Chris Smalling, we know what he can be like. You know what I mean?
They can be good on a consistent run, the confidence, but if they make a mistake, it knocks them for
Exactly.
There's always a mistake in Smalling.
Andrew,
Phil Jones.
What have you made of Martial then this season? Because the lads are sort of split between him. Would you sort of give him an extra sort of game time, more game time for United?
I don't know. Is he being played? Is he being played out of position? Because I mean, I know he's kind of coming in off the left and stuff or the right, but it's a tricky one. Like, Lukaku's always going to be on the sheet now. He's always going to be first choice, isn't he? So we don't do the 4-4-2 with two strikers. We kind of play one up front, and then we have people in around that are dropping in and stuff like that. So, look, I don't know. I think give him another season. We all know how good he is. When he's on form, he's on form. You know what I mean? So, but I think it's about getting game time. But then, you know, you have Rashford there where you're looking at the future of, you know, we could have 12 years with Rashford, you know. So, like, I give him another year. I think he's a good squad player, and I think you never know, his chance will come where he'll get a big run of 7 or 8 games in a row, and we'll see how he does then.
So, Andrew, you've been up in Edinburgh all month, haven't you? Because you're obviously at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival doing your comedy show. Has that been good?
Yeah, I had a great time. Yeah, man, it was great crack. Yeah.
But you're back in Manchester this Sunday.
Yeah, back on Sunday at the Didsbury Comedy Club, at Didsbury Cricket Club, first Sunday. We've got a great lineup. We've got Gary Delaney on from Mock the Week, and Brendan Reese and myself, and yeah, it's always been busy. It's always good down there. So if anyone's around, pop down Didsbury Comedy Club this Sunday, 7 o'clock.
Andrew, thank you very much, mate. Have a wonderful time tonight.
Take care, Andrew.
Watching nothing happen for United, hopefully, and Lamar definitely not signing for Arsenal, as we can hope. Right, you ready for another round of this? Oh yeah,
do it! Bring it on!
Friday night in the 80s.
What clubs are you going to? I've never been to a club where they played.
I watched this. I'm showing my age here. I used to watch this with my mum and dad on a Friday night.
Oh, really? Oh, she watched it. I thought you'd been to a club.
In the 80s, mate.
I'm going to request this on Saturday.
In the 80s.
Ask Clint Boone, can he play your cards right? So, we are on to the midfield position, and I'm going to start off with, this is, if you've only just tuned in, I'm going to give the players guys, you're not players, I'm going to give Gaz and Andy a player from the past at their peak, and how much do you think they'd be worth in the modern market? So, we're going to start with the man who started this whole thing, Roy Keane. If he was a peak United player, how much would you pay for Roy Keane in today's market?
The mad thing about Roy Keane, he's obviously absolute quality player, just one of those real all-rounders, really. And, you know, he had a brilliant quality player. However, with Roy Keane, you're playing more than just for the quality, aren't you? You're playing for what he brings mentally to the team.
He was a talisman in his time, and... we signed him for, was it 3.5 million?
I mean, what did we said? We said Rio and Vidic. I think I said 100 million.
You said 100 mil for Vidic.
You
Yeah.
got, like I say,
How much you paying for Keane?
Keane's got to be the same as Vidic and Rio, I don't think.
he flirted with Real Madrid in the year 2000.
Maybe
his
10
contract. So you got to put him in the 80, 90 million.
So what are you going for? Go on, give us a definitive answer. Andy,
I'm
how
going to
much
go
you paying
80, 90 million for Roy Keane.
I can't rate him below Rio or Vidic.
All right, so you're going 100 mil.
I'm going 110 mil.
Is it higher or lower for David Beckham at his peak?
Ooh. Right, this annoys me, right, David Beckham, because I think that David Beckham has actually become one of the most underrated footballers in United's history,
Okay.
just because he's become so famous for more outside of football, and he's this huge industry essentially in himself, that people don't talk about how good he is as an actual footballer. I mean, how good he was as well. I mean, the 99 season, he was probably the best player at Man United, without doubt. Obviously, because he wasn't at United as long as some of the other players that we've mentioned, maybe I won't rate him as highly. But if he was to get sold in that 99 summer window and it was under today's sort of mad inflated prices, he would have gone for Neymar's price, that 99 window, without
so you're
doubt.
going rocket?
Without doubt.
Aye.
You can't put a price on him at that time. David Beckham, yeah. What he could have, if he'd have stayed at United, what would he have carried on? He would have been, God knows what he'd been worth.
Yeah.
So a lot of money. So he's higher than Keane. So let's go on to then the man called Ryan Giggs. At his peak, would he be worth more or less than David Beckham? Higher or lower? I only need an answer. I need a higher. Higher. You're going higher. Giggs would be higher.
$1 million.
$2 million.
I enjoyed this before, and now I'm stressed out.
Come on, is Giggs worth at his peak higher than what Beckham was worth in the 99 season?
We'll be talking 27, 28.
The best you saw him.
99 season.
Lower.
Lower, you're going lower. Giggs is worth lower than David Beckham.
But he's for sustained, obviously, quality at Man United, without doubt, Ryan Giggs. But if we're talking at their peak, who was the better player? We get the best ever Beckham and the best ever Giggs. I think the best ever Beckham was better.
What did you think then, Andy?
Ryan Giggs, at his peak, 27, 28. Experience, 38, 39.
What are you going to go for? What about his peak? What about his peak?
I would have to go for his the Champions League season.
Was he worth more or less than Beckham?
He's worth more. He was
worth
priceless.
more. So we've
Winning
got
the
a
Champions
different
League in
decision here.
2008,
Okay,
he was worth more.
The final one, and it's got to just throw it out there for the people. How much do you think Paul Scholes would have been worth? And would he be
priceless,
worth more than everyone else?
Literally, like you perfectly put, Andy.
Just priceless. A guy, all he wanted to do was play football, care about his family, go out, come to United, do the training, play the game, go home, go to bed.
The thing is, I bet Scholes is the type of player who he wouldn't have even gone for any money. He would have just let his contract run out if he wanted to go somewhere else, just to sort of sidestep the mad transfer fees. So I think lower, because Scholes would have gone for nothing.
Iniesta at Barcelona wanted to play with him at Barcelona.
It's mad.
That is a comment and a half.
Yeah, well, I think that many players have said that about Scholes. He
was the
one
one
of them
player the Barca players feared that night in 2008.
So that was the midfield edition of Players Your Cards Right. You thought that was tough. We've got the striking edition coming up after this. Good evening. This is XS Manchester. It is the full-time Devils takeover of the Football Social. It is 7:15 and it's Thursday. Transfer deadline day, we'll have you know. But yeah, it's quite quiet for United. This is obviously a YouTube channel, Full-Time Devils. And this whole show is being filmed and will go on YouTube tomorrow for you to see our lovely faces. You're looking very nice today, guys.
Subscribe to us.
Subscribe.
We're trying to get to 500,000 before the year's out. The season's out.
Do it now. You can see the lovely studio. It is decorated. It looks fab. So if you ever miss part of the show, you've only just tuned in now and you wanted to hear about what we were talking about before, head over to the YouTube channel tomorrow, watch the video, see our lovely faces, subscribe, comment, get involved. So normally we have a man called Webby who comes on and wants to get something off his chest. But Andy, we turn to you today. We want you to sort of get something off your chest, maybe a little negative point, just so you can feel better about yourself when you leave the studio. Yeah. What would that be?
I'm going to cleanse myself here.
Yeah.
Careful.
Put it away.
Yeah. Stop it. The start to the season, very positive. Let's say United fans, some parts of the media are portraying that we've already won the league. Just remember what happened last season. Let's enjoy it. We're playing better than we are last season. And I'm going to say, like I said before, see where we are come Christmas, and we'll see where we can challenge for this league.
So it's about maybe not getting ahead of ourselves then?
No, I don't want to get ahead. I really don't want to get ahead of ourselves this season, but it looks so better than last season.
I tell you what, Andy, I hope you don't mind me saying this about you, but I know Andy quite well, and Andy is one, and I say this in a good way, you're one of the most emotional football fans I've ever met. When United are great, he's got a big smile on his face, and when United aren't so good, get very annoyed at it. And it's just interesting here, you say that there, being so sort of like, let's everyone just chill out, let's relax a little bit. Because I remember 12 months ago, every City fan was manic. They thought they'd done it. It was done. And they were coming in every day with a big smile on their face.
Yeah. They won the first 10, and where did they finish third? Season before, they were top of the league.
These were the sensible City fans as well. They were saying that what Pep's doing, he's a genius. He's a genius. Look what he's doing. Look at all that's going on the pitch. He's a genius. Where did he finish? They finished outside the top 4, didn't they? Oh no, they finished just inside the top 4. But they could have done. West Ham were there for quite a bit.
They finished 16 points behind Chelsea.
Exactly. So it's
and
right.
Let's 15 behind Leicester the season before. So
let's calm down a little bit, innit? I agree.
So then we have the little negative point, maybe a nice point in nice one.
Well, in the world where football clubs, especially football clubs the size of Man United, do occasionally sort of look past their fans a little bit, it's nice to see Man United reward the best away fans in the world by paying for the visas to Russia for the Moscow game. It's a great thing to do. They'll probably, what is it, a visa, about 100 quid?
100 quid, apparently.
Something like that.
It's not often they do it, though.
Exactly. I know, and you are right, they should do it a little bit more, but at least they're doing something. And I'm not being funny, but I've been to Russia before, and I think that United would actually have to pay me for my ticket for me to go again.
Right.
So yeah, fair play to him. Fair play to United for doing that.
So that is nice one. So we always want you to get in touch with the show. We always want you to sort of get your opinions across to the gentleman we have sitting in front of us here on Access Manchester, Full-Time Devils Takeover. And you can ask him anything you want. Well, keep it to football. Raj has been in touch. Raj, are you okay, mate?
Hi there, guys. You right?
We are very, very well. What kind of questions do you want to ask the guys in the studio?
Just like 2 questions, really. First of all, how would you rate our transfer window out of 10 so far?
Ooh, good question.
Very good question.
Interesting.
Gus? I'd say 8, to be honest.
Solid 8.
I'd say a solid 8. Then there's maybe a couple of positions that later on in the season we'll think, oh, we should have got a player there, we should have got a player there. Maybe a different option on the wings, maybe a left back. I think after a bit, Darmian might get sussed out a bit. But the players that we've brought in are all top quality players for their positions, and without doubt the calibre of player that United should be buying. Apart from Lindelof, only because we've not seen enough of him just yet.
Yeah. So then, Andy, what number would you give Raj?
I'll give a 9.
Give a 9? He's going up.
Because it's positive, because it's fresh faces, fresh blood. It's Manic from Chelsea.
Yeah, it's mad.
He's built like the Terminator. Honestly,
he really is.
He will go through brick walls.
Raj, what would you give the summer transfer window then? Have you got a number in mind?
I would say I'd probably agree with Kaz and say 8. And I think there's probably one position that I think we should have strengthened in. But I don't know, I'm kind of happy with this.
What was that position, Raj?
For me, it would be right wing. I don't think we have an out-and-out player who can play on the right.
I agree.
Because I think anyone we have on the right, they either cut inside, or I don't think is there as good as a player that we should have on the right wing.
Exactly. I mean, you look at the players that we have like to play there. We've seen Rashford play there recently. It's exactly what you say there. He's not really a winger. He's always going to want to be cutting inside. And then who else is there? Like someone like Jesse Lingard playing on the right wing. Who is a player. He's a good squad player.
I think the problem with Lingard is, don't get me wrong, I think he's good. I think the stick he gets is undeserved. Because if you look at our 2008 team, you can't have a 25-man squad of like literally the best players in their position. It's not going to work. So you need players who are going to come in and out.
Look at the free agent we picked up. Look at the free agent, Zlatan.
Yeah, Zlatan.
Exactly.
Forget that.
You're spot on there, by the way, Raj, what you're saying about Jesse Lingard. Completely agree. Dead good squad player, but not a player that you should be relying on week after week.
Raj, what was your second question to the lads?
Okay, the second question was related to the first one. If you could sign, let's say, 1 or 2 players to 10 euro and number, so for Kaz it was an 8, and for Andy it was a 9, to turn that into a 10 out of a 10 window, who would you sign if you could sign?
I like that one.
If we want to put it up from an 8 to a 10, then you literally need the best fullback available and the best winger available.
Do you have anyone in mind?
I think he'd be the fullback. I think we're good on fullbacks.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's just I agree. If Luke Shaw gets games and he actually gets to stay in the team,
I think he will come good second half of the season. We'll see the return of Shaw, I think.
Well, if that's the case, then we don't even need a fullback. But yeah, a winger who we could go for, someone unrealistic like Bale, something like that.
Yeah,
Bale.
In the next few hours, nothing's going to happen. But if it was one player, it'd be Bale. Messi. Let's go nuts.
Raj,
you want Sanchez?
I think he would complete the team.
He would. It will be an experienced signing, but he's in blue.
Sanchez would make United a 10 out of 10. Raj, thank you very much for your call. You can always get in touch with us when we're on air. It is 0345 111 7625. Give the lads a call like Raj just did and put your questions to them.
Yes, doing this again.
Final round. We've only got 4 minutes left to debate the United players. So, I'm going to start with one where I don't know how this one's going to go down, but I'm going to go with Tevez.
How much is Tevez?
Peak Tevez at Old Trafford. Start easy, maybe.
An interesting question, because I really liked Tevez when he was at United. As a player, he was quality. Was it in the 4-3 where he scored a goal where he just sprinted at the keeper, just didn't stop running? When City beat us, and that was exactly what he used to do when we beat City. Sorry, when he did it for City, and then that's what he used to do every single week for United, week in, week out.
So what are you going to go for?
I'd say 40 million.
40 million. How much did you pay for Pete Tevez? Need a figure.
Pete Tevez, he was a problem player. I was saying about the same, 35 million, but he was a problem player.
Okay, then this is where it gets tricky. Well, I kind of know the answer to this one, but Cantona, higher or lower?
Higher.
Massively higher. Could you put a figure on him by any chance?
You can't put a figure on him. The best £1 million player ever.
I think... I keep saying the same figure. You know why I keep saying the same figure is because I can't say that anyone's less than Rio or Vidic.
In today's market, he will be a £1 billion player.
I don't think he'd be $1 billion, would he?
£1 billion player.
You can buy a country for that.
Okay, then higher or lower?
Be a dictator for that.
Cantona's there, higher or lower? Ruud van Nistelrooy?
Lower than Cantona.
Lower than Cantona.
Just I don't know, because when I'm trying to put my dream United 11, it's always between Van Nistelrooy and Rooney, not... You know what? No, it's got to be lower. He's got to be lower.
Got to be lower. So Ruud van Nistelrooy lower than Cantona in the mix.
Yeah, it's got to be a lower, definitely. But Chris Smalling put himself in the all-time Man United 11 as well. Remember, Chris Smalling put himself...
when he did it.
Yeah, when he did it.
You've got to do it.
That's just blind-faced cheek.
So Cantona is so far in the way. Well, then my next one is obviously Ronaldo. Peak Ronaldo. As I'm playing him as an attacking striker. Is he higher or lower than Cantona? Peak. At the minute,
higher.
He's higher. Ronaldo is better than Cantona.
Yes. Yeah.
Two different types of football, two different eras. 90s, 90s.
Yeah.
It's two different types, but Ronaldo, without a doubt.
You know, there's more that comes with being a Man United legend than just how good you are. But if we are just talking about how good they are, yeah, Ronaldo, I don't think we've had any better than him, to be honest.
So Ronaldo wins the strikers round, Scholes won the midfielder round, and Vidic won the defender round.
Yeah,
that was Play Cards Right. Can I play it? Oh yeah. Same time next year.
Brilliant.
In the full-time Devils takeover.
Should we do this every week?
Well, the DJ's going to play this on Saturday night. So we've only got a minute left to just have a general chat about what's coming up. The football coming up is obviously international football. It's one of them, isn't it?
Boring.
It's horrible, mate. It's horrible.
What's your betting on league this season?
Yeah, we're on league.
I'm going to watch Oldham this weekend.
You watch Oldham. What about then, sort of, is it more hopeful that no United players come back with any injuries?
Yeah, that is what it is.
That's what we hope for. We watch games to hope no one gets injured.
everybody comes back in one piece and there's no major injuries.
Thank you very much to Gaz and Andy. So, yes, this is going to be a podcast. It's going to be available for you straight away after the show. It's also going to be on YouTube tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe to the Full Time Devils and obviously keep listening to XS Manchester.